What's cooking good looking? I am back, you are back. I'm so happy. Let's talk about Lost Ember. That is a beautiful indie game by the German development company Mooneye Studios. It's what I would call an involved walking simulator, not that mechanically deep, but an immensely enjoyable experience nonetheless. It was announced in 2016 when it was then successfully crowdfunded on Kickstarter. 2019 it was released for PC, PlayStation and Xbox. A year later came the Nintendo Switch port, because every single game gets one of those it seems nowadays. And then now, just recently in fact, there was an announcement for a VR version, which I didn't see coming. I don't know if anyone saw that coming, but cool nonetheless. In the game, VR or normal version, you mostly collect stuff. You collect memories, relics, mushrooms, and then when you jump into your various little animal shapes, because yes, in this game you can possess animals, which is a ton of fun and very cute. You can then eat berries or dig tunnels, or you can find tomatoes. Today's recipe is mushroom balls with tomato sauce. Wonder how I came up with that one. These are the ingredients you'll need for today's dish. Canned chopped tomatoes, garlic, fresh basil, an egg, mushrooms, an onion, fresh parsley, oats, grated parmesan, and chili flakes. Check out the full recipe in the description down below for the exact amounts. I was actually considering going the South American Inca, Aztec, Maya route. However, I then realized that I don't know that much about the cuisine of that area in the world, let alone that time zone. Ancient South American recipes is not necessarily a big strength of mine. Although now that I've realized this lack of knowledge, I kind of want to change that. I decided to go with the vegetarian recipe today because for some reason, to me, it fits the theme of the game. It's all about nature taking back the world from the humans, from the Yandrana culture, a civilization that is now no longer there. So there's just ruins and nature, trees, moss, grass, everything is just growing over those houses. I know that even in nature there's predators, so I could have also gone the route and made roasted duck, because ducks are also in the game. But no, veggie just kind of felt better. And you could probably even make this recipe vegan rather easily, because there's only 3 ingredients you would have to change, and I actually have those here. I went with vegetarian because I'm not sure how many of you actually own nutritional yeast, so vegetarian it is. First, you want to cut the mushrooms into chunks, then transfer them into a bowl. Next, onion, dice it finely, don't cry, very important. Garlic also wants to be peeled and chopped into tiny slivers. Next, parsley. Doesn't have any particular preference in shape, just make it small. Then melt some butter in a pan on medium heat. Also, don't forget to preheat your oven to 200 degrees top and bottom heat, Celsius. Add the onions and the mushrooms and stir. Some more butter, always good. And some more stirring until it looks like this, nice and golden brown. Add the garlic and stir some more. Then transfer it into a bowl. Put the pan back onto the stove and add some water to deglaze the bottom, then add the tomatoes. While the chopped tomatoes can now slowly turn into the base for a delicious sauce, I'm going to talk some more about Lost Ember. As I mentioned earlier, the major mechanic in this game is animal possession. Before you now decide to call an exorcist, no worries, this is the good kind of possession. Although the fish you leave behind on land might disagree. But let's rewind for a moment. How and why do you possess animals? So you play as this beautiful creature, a black wolf fox that seems to be the reincarnation of a human soul that wasn't able to reach the Yandrana culture's equivalent of heaven. You're accompanied by a very talkative wisp, whose voice I admittedly muted mere moments into the game. The wolf, who do things to be the Yandrana woman Kalani, has the aforementioned ability to take control of other animals. Wisp decides that they found each other to help Kalani make peace with her memories, so she can finally rest in the City of Light. Switching between the 15 available animal forms enables you to cross pretty much any terrain, and in the process discover what happened to the lost Yandrana culture.
Fish and birds can obviously swim and fly, buffaloes can ram obstacles, fairy armadillos can dig tunnels, mountain goats can do crazy parkour, and my personal favorite, the humble wombat, can roll downhill like a bowling ball. It's glorious. There's also sloths, elephants, capybaras, and many, many more. No matter the shape though, the mission stays the same, finding memory sequences that slowly unveil the events leading up to the fall of the Yenrana Empire. It's a tale as old as time. Rulers get greedy, their subjects suffer and starve, unrest, rebellion, civil war, lots of death. In Lost Ember, this story is told from the perspective of Kalani. She is smack dab in the middle of it all. Her partner is a rebel, and her father is the leader of the Emperor's Guard. Great. Let's just say it's intense, and all is not as it seems. Enough about possessed animals and bloodshed though, let's get back to the simmering tomatoes. Add the remaining garlic to the tomatoes and stir it in nicely. Then add black pepper, chili flakes, and don't forget to salt. Next, chop the basil into the sauce. Use scissors or knife, doesn't matter. And then stir. There's a lot of stirring. Next, mushroom mix gets mixed with the parsley, oats, the parmesan, some salt, pepper, chili flakes again, and an egg. Then stirring again. Mix everything until you get a smooth, kindish batter. Next, wet your hands and shape this mushroom mix into balls, about the size of a golf ball. Do that for all 10 and bake them for 20 to 25 minutes until they're nice and golden. Check if the tomato dip needs some more spicing. If you're happy with it, transfer it into a bowl for dipping later. Then take the mushroom balls out of the oven. They should be now nice, golden and crunchy, and you're done.
Today's recipe is on the easier side, I would say, because let's be real, the game is also not the most challenging. But who says that every game needs to be? Lost Ember is not difficult. It's like, as I said earlier, it's kind of like an involved walking simulator. You're going through the motions, you kind of can explore the world, but there's still a linear path to go to. I actually managed to kind of go off, like to veer off the trodden path and got into some trouble. The first time I tried to go somewhere faster to find a shortcut, and that didn't work out. I ended up on a platform where the only way off was down. I died and I spawned again on that platform. I was soft locked, I had to restart the chapter. That was my fault. However, I also had a moment where the game just bugged out and I had to replay a chapter roughly in the middle of the game like 5 or 6 times because one of the memory sequences just didn't trigger, and that kind of triggered me, but I ultimately got through it. I figured out what was the issue and I managed to finish the game. I experienced all the fun animals along the way, and then there was the ending. I say ending, although for me it was actually more like 3 endings. If you played the game yourself, or if you're going to play it, when I say the long flight to me is the end of the game, you will know what I'm talking about. It's, to me, the perfect final brushstroke to this indie masterpiece. It's bittersweet, it fits the emotions, in my opinion, so much better than the real ending, but I guess that's also up for debate. That's it for today. I hope you will enjoy eating these mushroom balls as much as I enjoyed coming up with them. The recipe is, as always, down there in the description. If you decide to give it a shot, please send me a picture or tag me in one. I would absolutely love to hear of your experience. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you haven't yet. Maybe even ring the bell. It really helps me out a ton. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope your day is as good as gold. See you next time.